Hello everyone, I'm Gerald Balinkit and today I'm reflecting on my teaching identity journey. To be honest, I do not want to be a teacher when I was a kid because I always want to become an engineer. And I remember telling my mom to um, let me study in an engineering course once I get into college. And looking back now, it actually surprises me how things change over the course of many years and how God actually shapes um, my history and my identity now that I am here in ITC. So since I want to become an engineer before, I actually studied electronics. So when I was in high school, I even went to a competition in an amplifier assembly. And I really love electronic stuffs. That I said to myself, if I want to become a teacher, even though I don't want to, maybe I can be a technology and livelihood education major. Because I looked up to my TLE teacher during that time, during my high school time. And he's very good at it. And I think also one of the reasons why I do not want to become a teacher is that I saw teaching profession only for females. And if you think about it, the ratio of having a male teacher in a school is very low. And then that's one of the reason why probably that it didn't came to my mind to become a teacher. But that changed when I met my TLE teacher in high school when I was in fourth year, and he also became my mentor as well. And interestingly, he's the only Christian in the whole faculty because in the Philippines, normally everyone is a Catholic. And I studied in a public school, so that's why it's very seldom for you as a Christian to meet a fellow Christian, especially a teacher. So when I graduated in high school, I tried to enter into engineering school, but sadly, in my area during that time, it's not available, and at the same time, it's very expensive. So I ended up taking the scholarship that I got from a school, but the catch is I need to take computer science as my major. At first, I didn't think that I would love computer science because even though I love computers, it's not only about computers. I realized that it's more of about problem solving, logic, and whatever structure, and at the same time programming, making websites, making applications. But then I realized that I actually enjoyed it. And I actually loved the idea of coding and making some interesting stuff in the internet at the same time in computers. And when I entered my second year in college, my professor in computer science was not originally an educational major. And then that's when my biggest misconceptions about teaching was broken because I thought before that when you want to become a teacher, you need to become an education major. But then I realized that my professor was not even an education major during his college days. And when I asked him before, how did you become a teacher then if you didn't study education? He told me that, yeah, I studied I studied my master's, and then in that master's, he also took some education or teaching credits. And to my surprise, um, something inside of me desired to become like him. And since I was taking computer science major at the time, it came to my mind, oh, okay, maybe I can become a computer teacher or maybe a technology teacher someday. But then sadly, I was not able to finish that first degree that I took. And then I started working because I need to help my parents, or especially my mom, to make a living for our family because I grew up with no father and only my mom, and my grandmother was the one who's supporting us. And then along the way, I stumbled into theology because it happened during that time that um, I was reading a lot of Christian books, and of course, particularly the Bible. It started when I was in elementary school. That's when I first became a Christian. And then as time goes by, when I started working, I stumbled into many theological books that I eventually loved as well. And I still remember the first booklet that I have read, aside from the Bible. It was entitled "Thus Prayer Changes Things." It was written by R.C. Sproul. And I was amazed on how he was able to explain very complex stuffs about theology. And then I researched about R.C. Sproul, and then I realized that when he was in college, he was actually a theology, he's not even a theology major. He's a philosophy major. And then later on, when he took his master, he started teaching as a professor in Reformed Theological Seminary as well. So to my surprise, I loved theology during that time, and I even entered into seminary and finished my Bachelor of Theology, and then later on got my Master's of Divinity in order for me to serve in the church. And I think that solidified the idea of me being a teacher and at the same time being a pastor, because every Sunday I was the one who is leading the Sunday school, particularly the adult Sunday school. And that's where I realized that I really have a gift in teaching. So to my surprise, I found myself praying that if the Lord wants me to become a teacher and at the same time a pastor, I prayed to the Lord that He will equip me. And by God's gracious and loving providence, He opened ITC. And that is why I'm here in ITC right now, to be equipped and to be trained to become an educator, and particularly to become a secondary English major in the future. But my journey is not really that easy looking back now, especially that I'm much older than my classmates here in ITC, and I'm in a different season of my life where I was supposedly I'm supposed to work already, to be working already, but I'm still here going back in college to start a new degree again. Along the way, it's not an easy path that I took, because there's a lot of failures, there's a lot of disappointments, discouragement, there's a lot of brokenness that I went through before I actually came here in ITC. So if I can have a metaphor in my life that can sum up my journey and even in the future, it would be the kintsugi. So kintsugi, this is the picture of a vase that was broken, but it was reattached using a gold plating. So if you can see here, this is one of the books that I really love. It was written by Thomas Navarro. So kintsugi is the Japanese art of embracing the imperfect and loving your flaws. And looking back in my own life, I have a lot of flaws, and at the same time, I'm not a perfect person. And through this journey, I love to embrace all of those things. And I want to do that as well to my future students, that it's okay to fail, it's okay to to stumble, but at the same time, you should be like the kintsugi. You need to reattach yourself. And after that, you will become more beautiful despite of the flaws that you have. And only by God's grace that we are able to do that at the end of the day. And I hope to see that in my students as well. So thank you for listening. God bless. Goodbye.